Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, a picturesque city on the Canadian prairies. But the city's first responders are some of the busiest in the country. The men and women of Saskatoon's MD ambulance respond to 30,000 emergency calls per year. These are the stories of the paramedics who race through the streets to answer the call.
This is a Delta response for a 32-year-old male. Had a fall down the stairs with injury to the head. He's unconscious. Breathing is confirmed.
1967 copies.
Oh, is he outside or inside?
I don't know.
Basement suite, please use side door.
So maybe fell into the basement.
I hope so. It's cold out.
Be a man.
I'm not a man. I'm a girl.
I'm just a little girl.
It's just too cold, you know? What I'm wondering is how many stairs did he fall down? Was he unconscious prior to falling down the stairs, or is he unconscious as a result of falling down the stairs?
All the way down? Okay.
Okay.
This is the second time.
Did you witness it?
Yes.
Okay. Any drugs or alcohol involved?
He was drunk.
He's drunk right now?
He raised his whole thing.
Okay. With an unconscious patient like this, what we're looking for is trauma to the head, unequal pupils, level of consciousness, if he reacts to painful stimuli, and if I can see a point of injury.
He had a little bit to drink tonight and fell down the stairs. This is how he landed.
I give this patient a sternum rub, which is generally quite painful, and it does not wake him up. So this tells me that he is unconscious. He's not just sleeping.
Drank quite a bit.
Does he usually drink that much?
With this fall, the potential for injury is high, so I want to maintain neutral alignment with his head and neck.
He just knocked himself out, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Good. Do you think you could grab our C-collar and probably a scoop stretcher and we'll just get him out that way? What we need to do is put a C-collar on him, put him on the backboard, and carry him up the stairs. Do you want to just go on each side there?
In my experience, it's common for people to fall downstairs like this, but it's uncommon for them to be completely unresponsive after the fall. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Even though there's no external trauma, there could be significant injury to the brain.
You okay, Banger?
Yeah. So it's important we get him to the hospital quickly so that he can have a CT. It's not quite in there. Yeah, you got her. I feel bad for this patient, and I can see it's very difficult on his family.
You good?
I hope everything's going to turn out okay for him.
When I was taking physiology at the university, the college used to make these t-shirts every year. And so there's these two little cartoonized serotonin and dopamine molecules. And then the t-shirt said, serotonin and dopamine, technically the only two things that you love in this world.
That's cute.
It's clever. It's clever.
Base to 23. This is an echo response for a 31-year-old female patient. She's taken an overdose. She is unconscious, not breathing.
We roll up on scene to find city police standing over our patient on the sidewalk. Flashlights on her. Nobody's doing CPR at that time.
Hi. Can you look at me? Look right at me.
So she's looking past me like there's nobody there, just staring off into space.
Look at me.
And as I bend down to feel her wrist and her pulse, I would expect it to be a little bit fast, but it's not.
Just spaced out on something here. Oh, yeah. Can we stand up? Can we stand up? Give me your hand. No?
She got woken up abruptly because people were concerned about her.
Can you stand up?
And there's hands grabbing her and people are telling her what to do.
Well, you're laying on the ground.
Like, no joke, she wasn't breathing. And like 2 or 3 pumps of CPR and she's
Yeah.
like, what the?
Yeah.
So I don't know. She kind of came back after that.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna fight you. I'll leave me alone.
Relax.
It's not uncommon for somebody who is intoxicated on drugs or alcohol to become extremely agitated.
Leave me alone.
Hey. You gotta stay on here, okay?
I'm not gonna fight all of you.
Okay.
Leave me alone.
Please,
We
okay?
just want to get you.
Did I ask for help? No, I didn't.
Hey, calm down for us.
Then you have no right.
Hey. No.
I can tell that she's scared, so speaking to her calmly and reassuring her is important.
We don't care about those things. We just want to help you, okay?
Can you at least ask me to grab my hands?
Okay.
I will give you my hands willingly.
Okay. We're gonna let go, okay?
And also letting her have some sense of control is really important.
Get him away from me.
Say we're sorry, okay?
Get him away from me.
Patients develop this irrational dislike for paramedics all the time,
Get him away from me.
We're gonna go in the back of the ambulance,
Go to the
okay?
ambulance, okay?
so you have to have a thick skin and not take it personally.
Just don't flail around.
Get him away from me.
Do you wanna-
I hate you. Don't talk to me.
Hey. There's no need.
I respect
Drugs and alcohol make people think really irrationally, and sometimes people don't like you when they're on drugs and alcohol.
Get her away from me. I don't like her.
Hey.
I always try and remind myself to treat people equally. I don't have to agree with people's life decisions, but I still have to respect them because we're all just people and we all deserve to be respected.
Can we take your blood pressure and your blood sugar?
Not until we're on our way.
Not until we're on our way.
With this patient, there's probably a deeper issue going on. Maybe she feels marginalized. Maybe she feels like she's had some negative experiences with first responders. But at the end of the day, we're genuinely here to try and help her.
When people call us for help, they're enlisting their trust in us. We often see people at their worst. People don't call us unless they're having an emergency.
We're there to make sure that their well-being is taken care of and everything about them is taken care of. We're there to help.
In the end, it's not our position to be judging somebody.
It is kind of still lingering there,
smell
isn't
it
it?
again.
Yeah.
Is it in this little construction yard, do you think?
Adam and I are driving around and we can smell smoke, so naturally we're curious where it's coming from.
You still see a lot of smoke down there, eh?
It's blowing that way. It's blowing south to north.
Base to 23.
This is an Alpha response. Avenue K Kilo South, possible structure fire.
Oh yeah, oh wow. It's burning really good. You can see it above the housetops.
She's burning good.
Oh my God.
With a fire of this size, we hope that no one's in the house because when people get pulled out of fires like this, they're often critical. We don't see very large fires like this every day.
There's a guy that just called it in. I just banged on that front door for about 10 minutes.
Hopefully there's nobody in the house. So you went up to the front of the building and...
I live on the other side of the alley.
Okay.
And I was having my dog out for a whiz before we went to bed.
Yeah.
And I thought someone was having a large fire, so I called it in, then I went and banged on the door.
With an active fire, our job is to back up the fire department. We need to be there in case anyone comes out of that fire injured or, God forbid, something happens to a firefighter.
Put some burn monitor, drug kit, airway kit, put everything on it, and then that way if someone does come out, then we can do something.
So at approximately 1:45 this morning, fire department received a couple of 911 calls for a residential fire. When first arriving crew got here, we found flames coming through the second-story roof. The crews were not able to gain entry initially due to the amount of fire that was burning and the potential for a collapse.
In real life, firefighters aren't going to go into a huge blaze like that, which is unpredictable and uncontrolled.
Apparently, DJ heard that there is actually somebody that apparently lives upstairs in that house.
At this point, if anyone's in that house, it's pretty unlikely that they're going to survive. The fire department was finally able to get the fire under control. They searched the house, and thankfully there was no one home. The fire department backs us up often, so it was nice to return the favor.
I'm relieved that there's nobody in the house. I'm always thankful when I don't have a patient because that means that nobody's hurt.
Base to 27. You're responding Delta for a 36-year-old male. Found unresponsive. Breathing has been confirmed.
I better take this just in case.
Called for a 36-year-old male who is unconscious but still breathing. We don't have a lot of information at this point in time. We don't know if he's unconscious because of a medical issue, because of drugs or alcohol, or because of a potential injury.
Thanks. So we walk in, I see the fire department has arrived just before us, and the patient is conscious and alert, lying in bed.
This is Alan.
Hi.
A little bit trouble kind of getting a history from him. Sorry, what we got so far tonight is that he ate a little bit of marijuana.
Yeah, he was just sitting on his bed there, holding a cigarette. It was a lid.
Okay.
But then I couldn't get him to straighten out. He was just stiff. That scared me.
What was your night like tonight? Kind of explain what was all going on and how all of a sudden the paramedics ended up here.
Trying to watch a figure skating thing on TV.
And who are you to him?
His mom.
His mom.
So do you have any medical problems tonight? Anything bothering you?
Well, it's the normal sequence of stuff happening.
Okay.
Over and over again until it happens again.
That's not an ashtray. That could burn the place down.
Do you have any mental health problems? Bipolar, depression, anxiety?
None that I agree with.
None that you agree with. Okay. His answer is a little bit atypical. Somebody with mental health history quite often will voluntarily say, I have depression, schizophrenia, anxiety, but his response is none that I agree with.
That is why we're living here. He burned down the place that I lived in before.
What have you been diagnosed with?
Bipolar and schizoaffective.
There's a story being told here, and you want to get the perspective of everybody involved and kind of blend it into one cohesive story. Do you want to go to the hospital tonight?
No, I really don't want to.
And I got a call saying that maybe you should go home because your son called. It sounds like your house is on fire.
Okay, I'm just going to chat with your mom here for a minute. Oh my God. So, he doesn't want to go to the hospital.
Well, no, he does not believe in doctors.
How can you not be concerned over his safety or her safety? The fact that he doesn't believe in doctors concerns me that he doesn't understand the nature of his mental health history.
Let's go now. I'm not leaving your room until we go. So let's go.
But unless he's willing to agree to go to the hospital, there's just not much more we're able to do.
That doesn't matter.
It does matter.
This family obviously has a lot of issues going on, and unfortunately, it's not something that we're able to resolve for them.
Put your shoes on, let's go. Why are you not talking to me?
Well, it's a tough spot for him to be in and his mom to be in. He does have a mental health history. He's not actively a threat to himself or others, even though he was smoking in his bedroom. It's more of a matter between him and his mom at this point, and I've explained to her options in the future if she feels like he's a threat. And that's about all we can do. We tried to convince him several times, several different ways, and if he doesn't want to go, that's the choice that he has to make.
I'm originally from a town of about 1,200 people. I didn't grow up around drugs. I didn't grow up around crime. And since I started as a paramedic in Saskatoon, I see poverty, I see drugs, I see crime, I see murders. And now I'm dealing with all these social ills that I didn't even know existed growing up.
Base 2 units 27 and 73. You're responding Delta for a 23-year-old male who's been stabbed. City police are en route.
Called for a 28-year-old male who has been stabbed. At this point, I'm wondering where he got stabbed, what he got stabbed with, and how long ago this happened.
We should probably be staging because Code 8's not there.
Is Code 8 on scene? Is it safe to go in, or should we be staging for this? Staging is when we stand down until police secure the scene. We can't help the patient if we get hurt ourselves. Going right between these two. Stay.
Clear right.
These copies. Code 8 is en route. They'll let us know once it's safe to proceed.
Okay, I'm just going to start setting up a few things.
Sure.
So if this guy's stabbed quite bad, it's a lot more efficient if I can have some intravenous lines charged before we actually get to him. And so this is something I can do to be productive and saves me time when we actually get the patient.
So if you guys can come up here.
As we pull up on scene, we really don't know what we're walking into.
Right. Do you know what happened?
No.
Let's see this. Yeah? Okay. Some momentum. I see the patient has a puncture wound to his upper left abdominal quadrant, and my immediate concern is for the underlying organs. So spleen is the concern. Yeah, we're gonna cut that off. Just because we've identified the one puncture wound doesn't mean there aren't more injuries. So it's important to cut off his shirt and visualize everything. Let me look at your back. Do you have pain here? Can you stand up?
The reason that we need to get him going so quickly is because we don't know how bad he's bleeding internally. 1, 2, 3, up.
It's okay. Let's go. Yeah, we'll get your shirt. You got a hole by your spleen. We need to go. We don't need the shirt. We don't need the shoes. We need to go. I'll do everything on the way. I'll get you some vitals here quickly. And
Level 1, I guess, eh?
As we're loading up the patient, the police inform me they found another patient hiding in one of the bedrooms.
These guys are leaving, but I can come and check them out.
Where did this happen?
Blocks down.
What kind of knife?
What's that, blood? Hey, bud, roll over so I can check you out.
I gotta make sure you got no holes in your legs. Yeah. If you bleed to death, you won't need pants.
Okay, look up.
The patient I have has a bloodied lip, has some dried blood in his hair. It looks like he's been assaulted too.
There's an organ underneath there. It's called your spleen. And that thing's got a lot of blood in it, and if it gets lacerated from a knife, it bleeds lots.
Just gonna check its neck here.
I don't know if it's been lacerated, but we're gonna prepare like it has been.
Could I get another transport unit to this location?
If you can pick a spot to get stabbed, that's not the place. The patient is stable right now, but I don't know what the outcome is gonna be in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or an hour from now.
Pulling in.
Was there a verbal altercation, or he just kind of walked up to you and stabbed you?
That's me. He hit me, then I punched him 2 times, and that's when I looked at my stomach started hitting me.
A different angle, maybe a little bit longer time between the injury and the time we got there. Outcome could have been quite a bit different. He easily could have died from an injury like this. He had a little bit to drink tonight, fell down the stairs.
He just knocked himself out.
Regarding the patient we picked up earlier tonight who fell down the stairs and struck his head,
Do you want to just go on each side there?
he was admitted to hospital. It was discovered on CT that he had multiple small bleeds in his brain. He woke up in the hospital a couple days later with no idea how he got there. He thinks the fall could have been caused from a seizure. He made a full recovery and says he's no longer drinking.
You can see it above the housetops.
For the fire standby earlier in the night, the homeowner ended up coming home quite a bit later and discovering that his house had burnt down. He's now staying with friends, and the house is currently being rebuilt.
Do you have any mental health problems, bipolar, depression, anxiety?
None that I agree with.
Regarding the call we did earlier in the night with the mom and the son, he wants people to know that he was in a really bad place. He doesn't want to go to the hospital.
Well, no, he does not believe in doctors.
And that him and his mom are doing much better now.
Is Code 8 on scene? Is it safe to go in, or should we be staging for this?
As for Holly, she is now on maternity leave and plans to return next year.
It's burning. Oh my God.
Adam and his wife recently had a baby. He is now on a 1-year leave to study to be an advanced care paramedic.
We don't care about those things. We just want to help you, okay?
And Gabby is pursuing a new career path. We wish her all the best.